Here we are then. We are in single digits for games left. That is when you know it is the business end of the season. We are 2 points off third place Cambridge. A bit further ahead of them is MK, a bit further ahead of them is Bromley. It is still all to play for. And we must take Tuesday's performance into today, because Tuesday was quality. Cheltenham are near enough safe. Not mathematically, but near enough. Especially with the plight of Tranmere and Babo, who don't look like getting any points anytime soon. But that doesn't mean they still won't be dangerous. They've still got danger about them. They won here last season as well. Jordan Thomas was their best player that day, and he's someone I'd like Notts to sign if we did end up going up. Main important today is 3 points. That's what matters more than anything else. Come on Notts, go on you pies, let's do this. Shatter starts for the first time in, well, since Fleetwood I want to say. Obviously Pat's out, so Rod, Badeau and Macquarie are the back three. Tangen starts after a good performance on Tuesday along with Grant. Norben returns to the bench after his suspension.
Yeah, he weren't offside. He weren't.
Yeah, we haven't made a really good start, to be honest. Just not enough energy about us like there was Tuesday. Wanted it more in the opening stages. The scoreboard says Matty Palmer. Nuts Twitter says Jody Jones. Either way, we're level. It was that Matty Palmer hit it with all the venom he had. It must have, and if it is Jody's goal, he must have flicked it through to redirect it. We've got back into the game slowly but steady. We're starting to take a little bit more control now, but not totally. But really does need to put his boots on, his passing boots. Yes. Tangen and Jones supporting each other well. Cerula does need to get up that our left-hand side's doing well even. Cerula needs to get up the right-hand side. Him and Grant are on holiday in a minute. Yes! That is some strike. There's probably a reason why he hadn't done that before. It's probably because he'd pull his hamstring if he tried it, but obviously he must be fit because otherwise he wouldn't have shot. Right, half time 2-2, and well, we've been caught open a few times, and I think Cerula weren't tracking back on the first. They've only offside track. And then the second one, he lost his man at the back post. So I don't think the right hand side's doing enough at all, to be honest. There's too many players out there that are playing to the standards of Tuesday night. Cerula, Grant, Badeau's passes are being a bit wayward. Grant's not pressing enough. Tangen and Jones are biggest threats going forward. But we really need to get a grip of it, because we're too soft defensively at the minute. Shatter needs to get in the game a bit more. Grant needs to get in the game a bit more. They need to take control in the centre as well. It was a slow motion header by Macquarie there. We eventually got the ball in. This might be a game for Norburn. Try and just sit on Hutchinson and just stop their attacks, because everything's going through him and Thomas. We managed to stop a break from them earlier, but you know, we need to short it up, because they're dangerous on the counter with them two especially. I knew everything would go through them two before the start of the game, and it pretty much has. Iorpenda. That was incredible. Individual skill. Turns their defender, a lovely turn. Lovely second touch to get it past the other player. Drives on goal. It's into the bottom corner. 3-2. FC hard work. He could have had another one there. He decided to be unselfish and play it to Shatter. Well, he couldn't get his boot wrapped around it, but their defender decided to put it in anyway. We made all those subs now. Norburn, Kuyo and Bennett came on earlier. For Sabula, Grant and Tangen, and Paul and Ness on for Rob McDonald and Jody Jones. So this is how we're finishing the game with 15 minutes remaining. There'll be a little bit of out of time as well. But very important to get that fourth goal. To be fair, they've not played too badly. They've came to play football. They've played some decent stuff at times. We just need to make sure we properly see it out this time. Norburn coming on was crucial though. Just needed him to just sit there on Isaac Hutchinson so they couldn't counter. Sam Sherrin's been sent off. Cheltenham are down to 10. Definitely a foul. Not sure about a straight red. We've just turned up the notch a bit this second half. Just turned it up a little bit.
That's what Tyrese Hall does.
Minutes with the assist, Tyrese Hall with a goal. That definitely is game, set and match to the Pies. So 2 wins on the bounce, 9 goals in the last 2 games. And the 5th time this season where we've scored 4 more in a game. In this one we started off slow. We were not as energetic as Tuesday. We didn't meet the pace of the game as quick as we are, as quick as we probably should. Cheltenham started with the more energised and looks the brighter. They took the lead after so a ball over the top, yeah it is, to evade the press. And Cirillo and Macari are playing them onside. And the ball is squared to Hutchinson, who's already got loads of goal contributions this season, and he taps it into the net to make it 1-0. And that kind of sparks us into life just a little bit. The left-hand side of Jones and Tangen were doing ever so well in the first half, combining, making space, running at their fullbacks. And they were our best avenue for a goal. Our equaliser, though, comes from a corner. It does come from Jody. It comes from a corner played short with Grant and Tangen combining. Palmer's first shot ends up ricocheting back to him, and his second shot is redirected goalwards by Jody for the equaliser. At first, when I saw this, I thought it was offside when looking back on the replay. I have since looked back at it again, and I have to say fair play to the line-out because Robbie Cundy is playing Jones onside. So we get back level, and then the right-hand side for me, which I don't think had a good first half, Cirillo, Macari and Grant. I thought they played better second half. We'll get onto that. But first half, they weren't. I don't think they were quite at it. But they do work the ball down their side, and it does eventually lead to Palmer receiving the ball from Macari, and he unleashes one, completely unleashes one into the top corner, and that's something we didn't do enough of last season. Something we didn't do enough of when we had the chance to shoot was, well, yeah, shoot. When the opportunity presented itself, we always tried to work it around too much. But the goal we conceded that ended up making it 2-2, don't get me wrong, it's a decent move by Cheltenham, but I don't think in any stage are we good enough. The press isn't good enough. I don't think some of our players cover themselves in glory by either stopping the cross or trying to get the ball off them, basically. And whoever's man it's supposed to be, Isaac Hutchinson is left completely free in the centre of the penalty area, and he makes it 2-2. However, the second half, Very crucial that we did up it a bit, and we did. We came out in the second half and we had a bit more control of the ball. Cheltenham still did look a bit of a threat maybe on the counter. We dealt with it a few times, but I think the crucial substitute there eventually was the substitution of Norburn, just to calm our midfield down a bit and prevent, Hutchinson as well as Thomas from starting the counter-attacks to break on us. I thought Bennett's was very good when he came on. Tangen does well after he receives the ball from Palmer. That pass to break the lines, very nice from Palmer. Manages to wrestle the ball past the defender, and after a Grant Cerula combination, he fires over where he probably should score. But what comes afterwards is the goal of the game, and a player who is on his way to getting the Player of the Season award, and that is Tommy Iorpenda. Gets the ball, turns one of their players, and then nutmegs the other, runs through on goal, and from outside the area, puts it into the bottom corner to make it 3-2, and it's a wonderful goal, and another great performance by Tommy Iorpenda. The fourth arrives a few minutes later, good manoeuvre here. I think it's Norburn and Bennett's who combined to win the ball back. Bennett's was very good when he came on, very direct, very energetic, pressed well, got up their defence rather well, took his man on, and we'll say that about the fifth goal in a moment when we get to it, but he does well. And then the ball is played to Iorpenda. Again, he had the chance to shoot, but instead he's unselfish, plays it to Xhaka. Xhaka couldn't quite get the shot away, but James Wilson does the rest for him, because in the attempt to tackle him, he's put it into his own net, and it's 4-2. They then have a red card, and yes, well, it's a foul from Sam Sheridan. It's not a red. There's no. It's harsh. It's very harsh, that red card. And we do add a fifth though. Bennett takes it past two players and hauls there for his second goal in as many games before he goes on international duty, and that is game, set, and match. We just showed that quality in the second half. We upped it. We upped our performance levels. We didn't play as well in the first half, but we improved second half. Cerula was a lot better in the second half than he was in the first, especially combining down the right hand side. I liked how ruthless we were. It's good to be ruthless. Like, a lot of times last season we weren't ruthless enough. I remember this game last season, we were 1-0 up and we didn't take our chances. We ended up losing 2-1. Many good individual performances. Iorpenda, Tangen, Jones. But they had a wobbly start but improved throughout the game. I thought Rod was fine. Hopefully his injury is nothing too serious. Good to see Norburn back, calm in the midfield. Bennett's hopefully can keep up those performance levels, and great to see Xhaka play the whole 90 as well. If you enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. Stay subscribed if you're subscribed, subscribe if you're new. Be safe, be champions, and as always, Toulouse.